Hi guys! Welcome back to the Unraveling the World podcast.
Before we get into today's episode, let's hear from our sponsors.
This episode is sponsored by Anchor. If you haven't heard about Anchor, it's the easiest way to make a podcast. Let me explain it to you really quickly. To start off, it's 100% free, and there are creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. Anchor will then distribute your podcast for you so it could be heard on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and many more platforms. In fact, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. If you're interested, download the free Anchor app or go to anchor.fm to get started.
Okay, so on this week's episode, we're going to be talking about cultural appropriation versus appreciation. Okay, so I feel like there's a lot of misconception about appropriation versus appreciation. So to make it a little more clear for the people who don't know, appreciation is when someone seeks to understand and learn about another culture in an effort to be broaden their perspective and basically connect their ideologies with cross-culturally. And appropriation is on the other hand, it's not the good thing. It's simply taking one's aspect. So I'm reading this off of Google's, and it says it's simply taking one aspect of a culture that is not your own and using it for your own personal interest. What that basically means is like without understanding not necessarily the history, but the purpose of that, say, certain item of clothing or jewelry or whatever that might be, without understanding the actual reason why it belongs to that culture historically or spiritual, whatever reason that culture wears that thing, without understanding that, and you're just using that because it looks good, that's appropriation.
Yeah, and I feel like in terms of cultural appropriation, I want to bring up a fact or bring up something in Desi culture. So at one point, a lot of people were saying that henna is gross.
Oh my god, weird. Yeah, I was just gonna bring that up.
Yeah, they were like, oh, henna is so gross. But then you see a lot of people now, and especially I think it blew up on TikTok, the idea where people do henna freckles or stuff like that, and it's when they start using it, it's like cool. Oh, it's nice.
Trendy and stuff.
Yeah.
And Indian people have been doing it for decades, hundreds of years.
Yeah, and I used to get bullied for it, actually. I got made fun of a lot and stuff for that. And then I see, oh, they're wearing it. So when they wear it, it's fine. But when I wear it, it's embarrassing. I just didn't understand.
At one point I was even embarrassed. I think this was a really long time ago. I think, I don't remember what age I was, but I think I had henna on my hands. And I came to school, and I don't know if this was... Okay, I can't really decipher between if this was, me or someone else, because I might have been really young, but I had henna, and I felt like I was embarrassed. When I entered school, I felt the need to, cover it up. And now, a lot of people find it pretty and stuff. And the worst part? A lot of people using henna, they're using the wrong henna. They'll be using, this black henna, which is not the correct actual safe henna to put on your face or skin. And they're using that. It's, I feel like if you, researched a bit more, you'd understand, the purpose.
Yeah, and going past Desi culture, a lot of people loop earrings and a lot of the jewelry that we wear actually originates from African Americans, and there's so much racism towards African Americans, yet we use their culture, we wear jewelry that originated from them daily.
Yeah, jewelry, and on TikTok I've seen this as a big thing. People on TikTok will more often than not, they'll a lot of these dances on TikTok have been originated by Black creators, and I'm not saying that Black people created dance, but a lot of the TikTok dances and the moves have originated from Black culture. And a lot of whenever a Black person makes a TikTok or a dance, and a white, most likely when it's a non-Black person, they take that same exact dance, and then they'll and then the dance credit and when people are doing it, the dance credit won't go to them. It won't go to the actual person, like the black person who created it. It'll go to like the non-black person who copied the same thing. And I feel like the reason I'm saying this, it's like it might feel like it's very small. It's like it's a very minor issue, but in the real world, there are so many other things that have originated from black culture, like root earrings, AV, like a lot of these trendy words that people use, like cis, like a lot, like cis, like tea and everything.
Sis, love, like
Yeah,
that's so important. So many of my friends
yeah,
like use these, and
yeah.
and I noticed they actually use it when they get like annoyed with me.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I feel like I don't know. It feels wrong when they say. I mean, I haven't said anything because I didn't know if it was wrong or not. But now that you mention it, it's wrong, right? For them to use.
It's extremely wrong, because the reason why it is like that, because a lot of people, when they're people use like cis and these tea and not even, they use cis, love, no girl, like a lot of these things when they're arguing with someone, and they'll use these things when they're only mad, which kind of plays into the stereotype that like black girls are always mad or something like that. And that's so wrong, because if you're only going to use those words when you're mad at someone, it's extremely wrong. And I've seen that this happen in our school multiple times with a lot of people, and it just makes me like cringe a bit. And yeah,
and to add on, a lot of celebrities also, they've done like cultural appropriation, and they've been canceled several times because of it, because they don't appreciate the culture, but they still like wear the clothes, or they say things are disgusting, but when things become trendy, they hop on that trend.
Yeah, they definitely do. Even in our world, like a lot of people, even, okay, I've seen this happen on TikTok once. I only saw it like a couple times. There are a lot of people who are like, who claim themselves to be witches on TikTok, like spiritual witches, and they're like teenagers, they're like our age, and they'll, in their room, when they're like showing like a room decor, they'll have like Ganesh and all our Indian gods around their room, and they're claiming to be witches, and none of it they're actually not using the actual history behind Ganesh or anything. They just solely have it on their walls, all our Indian gods, like Durga Ma and everyone.
No, but I feel like they can't even worship those gods. They can't even like use those gods' names if they're not Hindu. Like, I don't know. In my opinion, it feels really wrong, because you're using our gods' names to perform your magic, but you are not Hindu yourself. So
magic, yeah.
Well, I mean, you can do a lot. There's a lot of Hindu witches I know.
Oh yeah,
they use gods, our God's name, and like it's just like I know black people, they use their ancestors' names. Some white people, they use what they can, like they stay in their limits, like obviously a lot of them, they cannot use their ancestors' names.
Yeah.
And because the thing is that witchcraft is really from it's a huge thing in India, I know that, and I think in Africa definitely as well.
Yeah.
So, and yeah, I don't know, it just, you can't use like our gods if you don't worship them, if you don't.
Yeah. It's also like, because so like they'll have like our gods hung up in their room because it looks pretty or whatever, it like matches their aesthetic. And I was like watching this one TikToker who was claiming to be this witch person, and then a couple videos later she was just like cleaning up her aesthetic because she got over that phase. So she was taking down all her god pictures and everything. But I got mad because it just proves the point that she hung them up in the first place, because she thought it was like aesthetic and cool, because she like had a bunch of crystals and tarot cards and a lot of these things, and she only, with the purpose of like, it just matched her aesthetic, which is why she wore it in the first place.
Yeah. I also wanted to talk about, at one point it was really big on TikTok, like people would buy the Om symbol jewelry, and they would wear it around their neck, like necklaces. I think it was mainly necklaces. I don't know which company was selling them or something, but they were wearing the Om necklaces and they didn't know what it even meant. And they didn't know what it's like stood for.
Bro, not just that, nazar too. Like, so many like people who are not. See, I know that nazar is a huge thing, at least for me. Like, every morning, I wear kajal because my parents believe, or I was taught since I was a kid that, if you wear kajal, it's less likely that nazar will go upon you. So I wear that. I don't even wear it as makeup. I literally, like, I'll just go out and wear kajal because of that, solely for that purpose. And like, the nazar necklace, and then the black thread around your, ankle, that too I do sometimes. But like, there's so many people who wear it as a trend, like so many people, like countless amount of people. They, like, I know a bunch of people who don't even know what it means and they literally just wear it on their necks and they're like, oh yeah, it's pretty, so I'll wear it.
Yeah, so basically, for those of you who don't know what like nazar means, like in English, it's like most commonly known as the evil eye, right? So basically, what the evil eye means is, I don't know how to explain this in a good way, but it's basically like people who think badly of you, or people who
envy like, you, even if it's not on purpose. It can still. It's like a.
It's like people, okay, so say people like think of you as this, not even that, okay, so say that I'm like a baby or something. Say that there's this baby, okay, and everyone's like, oh my god, she's gonna grow up to be so smart, she's gonna grow up to be so pretty, she's gonna grow up to achieve all these things. And because they're already putting on so much like good things on her, she actually doesn't end up doing all those things and stuff, and or she actually ends up like failing. Or that's just one of the many examples that it's like when people like have to, it's like jinx kind of. It's like when it's like you don't want to jinx it, so you just shut up and be like, oh, okay, let's just see where it goes. Like, you just hope quietly.
Yeah. So in my language, I speak Telugu, so like we don't say nazar. We say, it's called dishti in my language. So basically, to prevent that, I don't know. My mom
dishti?
Yeah, dishti.
Oh yeah,
my mom calls it nodule. Yeah,
I think it's different based on most languages, but it's most commonly known as nazar, or like the evil eye.
Nazar is in Hindi,
yeah. But most people refer to it as nazar, or like the evil eye, right?
Yeah.
So my mom, what she does is, if she thinks like something, like if she believes like something, I don't know how to say it in English because there's this way of saying it in Telugu, but I can't say it because it won't make sense.
Say it and then Telugu.
It's like, she's like, oh, like, okay, I'm not gonna say it, but it's like, oh yeah, you probably got nazar, right? So my mom.
No, say it. Just do it. It's okay.
Kavya, it doesn't matter. Just say it.
It's like, it doesn't matter.
Nik disti takindi, which means like, oh, you got like nazar, right? So in order to like quote unquote remove it, my mom like takes salt and then she like circles it around your head like 3 times. And you have to spit in it or something, and like
burns it, right? In the sink, you burn it?
We don't burn it, but we spit in it and like rinse it out. Yeah.
So for us, we have a process where we take like a paper towel and we put what's that we do? It's one second. I'm trying to remember. We do something. It's like, okay. So we take a napkin, right, and we put salt, dry chili, and mustard seeds in it, and like we take the napkin and we like put it on. We keep on wiping it across our arm like multiple times, saying the names of the people who could have possibly given us the nazar, and then like you have to mention literally everyone and all that, and like. And like you circle it around you, like I don't know if it's clockwise or yeah, I think it's like a number of times clockwise, and then you burn the napkin in the sink till it's like ashes. And once it becomes like ashes, you just take a little bit and rub in your arm. Now that I say it out loud, it sounds like a witch ritual, but I don't know. My mom's been doing it to me since I was a kid, and she still does, like every month. Tries to.
I feel like my mom doesn't no, my mom doesn't really do these things, but I do know that on certain days after, I mean, she used to do this. She doesn't really do this anymore, but she'd go around with her tube. What do you call tube? Like it's like a stick and it's like burning on the top, and then she goes around.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah,
she takes that and then she goes around every corner of the house and just goes just like takes that stick in her room and then she
like the wick, right?
Yeah,
like
that wick. Yeah.
Oh,
like for you use for pujas. It's
yeah,
like
exactly.
scented,
She just go around the house and like basically she's like just cleanse the house basically. And then and also before that she has with like this white paste or something. I don't know if it's to keep away the evil eye. I don't necessarily know if it's specifically for that, but then she like draws little things on the side of our doors in our entire house, and it's like the feet of a god, and she draws those things in honor. So not if you ever come, okay, in my house.
Oh, we do that too. We do that.
Yeah, and so like it's on every house, every door of my house. There's like a feet like that, basically welcoming the good, the god, and we do the cleansing to remove the bad.
Yeah, and I wanted to also bring up like a story. It's not about me, it's about my brother actually. So basically, my brother, like, everyone would always be like, oh my god, he has such a big appetite, he eats so much and stuff. And then one day he got like really sick and we had to rush him to the emergency hospital because there was like, he was saying he had really bad stomach aches and like he every time he ate, he like threw up. So like after that, his appetite hasn't been like quote unquote as big, right? So my mom thinks it's because of like nazar.
Oh,
yeah, that's a very
See, for me, something that happens when I get nazar is that, and this always happens, literally every time I get multiple cuts, whether it's on my face, arm, or like legs. I get multiple cuts, and they're like a different type of cut. It's like a type of cut that, literally only happens when I get it. And then my mom performs the ritual, and I swear by the next day it's gone. And like it's so weird because it's like big cuts too. So I don't know how it disappears magically, but it just does.
Oh my god.
Yeah. Like I have one right now, actually. Like I literally get these out of nowhere. Every single time I get it, it's literally out of nowhere. I don't know why. I don't know who gives me this, but yeah.
That's crazy. And it's just gone by the next day.
Yeah, it's it's gone. Once my mom does the the ritual I said, it's gone. Like the next day, it's always gone. There's never been a day it wasn't gone. But if it will stay till I don't perform that ritual, or if I don't perform that ritual for like a while, eventually it does go away. If like keep chanting God's name, it does go away after a while. But it literally keeps coming. I keep getting a bunch of pimples. I get dark spots. It's so like disgusting. Oh my god.
That's so creepy.
And no, and I usually don't get any pimples unless it's nazar, or I get one pimple like max during that time of the month, but but literally besides that I don't get I don't really get acne and stuff. But whenever like nazar, whenever it's upon me, like I always get like it's either these scratches or those pimples, or it's both. I hate it.
Yeah, and then you know how people are always like, oh yeah, like you're definitely going to do well and stuff. Like I feel like people put nazar on people too like that. Like not intentionally, obviously.
Yeah. I know a lot of it must be unintentional.
Because if you think about it, all people are doing are like not really setting expectations. They're just like thinking good of you, and it's like weird to say don't put a nazar on people, being like
like you know how people say don't jinx
people?
it, like don't jinx it. Like I feel like that like the evil eye like nazar originates from, like I don't know, not originates. Wait, it's the jinxing thing is originated from like
it comes from nazar, because nazar has been for millions of years. Okay, maybe not millions, but a really, really long time. And jinx is only current. It's very this generation. I don't even know if it's this generation. It's kind of, I don't know. It's not really this generation anyway. But yeah.
Yeah. No, I think jinxing actually started like early 20th century.
Oh my god. And
Yeah.
Nazar?
And Nazar has been like, I don't know, Nazar has been there for like a while now, but let me look on Google. Like Nazar, I think Nazar is also really big in Turkish culture and like Arabic culture. It's not just like India.
Oh.
No. Yeah, it's in Islam. It's a huge thing in Islam and Hinduism. Well, actually, is it in Hinduism or is it in culture? Is it culture?
I think it is culture.
I think it's culture. I don't think
Yeah.
it's Hinduism.
Because I don't think necessarily like every Hindu believes in it, you know. But I think most do. I'm not really positive about that, but
Yeah,
I definitely think it's culture.
Yeah.
No, I think. Are you sure? I don't know. I don't think so.
Really?
Wait, I don't know. Wait, let me check.
Yeah.
I should probably ask my mom. Actually, she probably knows better. But
yeah, parents know all these rituals. Like this is not Nazar, but like my mom follows these like rituals. Not rituals, they're just superstitions. Like I'm not allowed to. She doesn't let me cut my finger. Oh my god.
Oh my god.
No.
Your parents don't let you do that either. My parents don't let me cut my nails on like specific days or cut my
Thursday.
hair.
Thursday, dude, same.
I know. I used to make fun of my parents then, right? But it's become to the point where I don't even know.
I get scared.
I just do it. Okay, I just I don't do it. I don't do it. But I'm saying like my parents always told me like to like 6th grade, I guess. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna cut my nails. They're like a little longer. No, don't cut it at night. Do it tomorrow morning.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. Same. Don't brush. Don't sweep the floors on Thursdays because Lakshmi will go away.
Yeah.
So like my parents told me that, and then you know what? Like it's crazy. Like the other day or something, my brother was like, "Oh wait, can I cut my nails?" And I was like, "No, it's not. It's nighttime." Like I just say it like not like unintentionally because like my parents passed it down, and like I'll probably like say it to my kids too.
I don't. Also, that's very big because I don't know if I necessarily believe in it yet. It just scares me a little bit. Like, oh my god, what if that's something actually happens?
Just be safer.
Yeah, exactly. Because I remember, like, whenever I'll try to cut, and so weirdly, every time I end up cutting, I do want to cut my nails. It's always a Thursday, so it's like, oh my god, I don't know why it happens every single time. I don't know why it happens every single time. So I'm just like, okay, fine, I'll cut it like tomorrow morning, and I just forget whatever. But like another thing my parents believe in, it's like I don't know if it's only my family, but it's like before we're leaving the house, we're not allowed to like if anyone sneezes.
If you sneeze? Yeah. We can't leave the house for 5 minutes.
Yeah, my parents don't let me leave. Even if it's like a rush or something. Maybe if it's a rush, she'll just let me be like she won't let me leave for the couple next seconds, but like if someone sneezes, we're not allowed to. It sounds really dumb, but it's like I feel like I don't know if it originates from somewhere really significant, but like there are many superstitions that I feel like are very important.
But you know the evil eye, like you see it on a lot of jewelry, like handbags, bracelets, necklaces, and stuff. But I don't know. I don't. So basically, Raksha Bandhan just passed by, right? So Rakhi passed by, and So my mom and I go to buy Rakhis because we have a lot of.
Do you want to explain what Rakhis are?
Oh yeah. So basically, Rakhi is a festival, in Hindu culture where it's like a bond between the sister and the brother, and usually all the time the sister ties like a Rakhi on the brother. So Rakhi is like, it's kind of like a string bracelet, so you tie it on the brother, and then in exchange the brother usually gives like a gift or like money. It's just a kind of basically what the meaning of it is, like, oh yeah, like I'm gonna tie the Rakhi to you as a means of you always being there and protecting me, right? And the brother just because she tied the Rakhi, gives a gift in return. So for Rakhi, my mom and I were looking for Rakhis, and we saw an evil eye Rakhi. So I ended up getting that one for my brother because the significance of it is like it wards away like evil spirits, right? But I feel like people should only wear the evil eye if they actually understand the significance. I don't think it's fair if people wear it without knowing its story or what it is, right?
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
Oh yeah, it is from our religion. In case you were wondering, it is because you know the Sanskrit word drishti. I'm sure you guys know it means eye, right? You guys know.
Yeah.
And it says that also known as nazar in the Hindi language has an important role in Hindu philosophy. So yeah, it is.
Yeah. But also, I've heard from a lot of people, like, you can go and buy an evil eye like necklace and just wear it, because that defeats the purpose.
Oh, it should be given to you.
Yeah, it should be given to you, but you can't tell someone like, oh yeah, I want an evil eye like bracelet for my birthday. Can you buy me one? Like, it has to.
Wait, I never heard that. Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I was I was talking to her friend, and I was like explaining like a little bit, but I don't know. I don't necessarily know if it's. I don't know if it's. I don't know if you say to someone, like, if I want one for my birthday and they give it to you, like, I don't know if that's bad, but I think that you shouldn't like buy it yourself. Yeah. I was confused about that, but I think that's fine, but I don't think you should buy it yourself, because that doesn't really have a purpose.
Yeah. Usually, my mom buys it for me. I think that's okay,
exactly,
right? Yeah, that's okay. As long as you're not buying it yourself.
It's not your money. Yeah.
And not even money. It's not your intention to buy it yourself. I think the intention part's really important.
Yeah, intention part is like what deciphers between appreciation and appropriation, because a lot of like basically why a lot of POC get POC like have such a who they prioritize and they think appropriation is such a big deal, and I do so too, is because a lot of POC, they've gotten discriminated because of the small things. With discriminated, I mean like, oh, people have either bullied them or like talked behind their back, or like thought low of them because of whether it be mehendi or whatever it might be, like henna or whatever. And when a non-POC does those certain things, they're doing it for a trend. No, I'm not saying all of them, of course. Like when some certain people do it, they either do it for a trend or they think it looks nice. They like on the other hand, they won't get discriminated for because of that, which is the main which is what differentiates between these two things.
Yeah, because I definitely think that there are some people who are willing to learn about different cultures, because I remember I went to Garba, right? And one of my friend's friend, like, she's not Indian, but she was intrigued by the Indian culture and stuff, and she wore, like, I think she borrowed clothes from my friend, like, or whatever, and she came to see what Garba was and, like, understand the culture. I think that's fine, because you're trying to, like get experience about Indian culture, and she was enjoying it, and she was like, oh my god, this is so cool, like, I don't usually do stuff like this, right? That's fine. But hating on it, like saying, ew, henna is so gross, and then like 1 year later
doing it for fox freckles and stuff, it's like, what?
Like, it's like it's gross, like you don't have to say anything about it, like,
yeah, just keep it to yourself.
Because a lot of people on TikTok, there's like a woman on TikTok who like makes henna herself. Like, she'll have like there's like a whole process to making like the henna.
Oh, I know the exact TikTok person you're talking about.
I saw this too. She got so much hate in the comments. Like, it looks like poop, and like disgusting.
People are like, oh, ew, it looks like poop. Ew, it probably smells like so bad. People are like really like hating on her, and I was clicking on profiles because it made me feel so bad. That's literally it's literally like same exact henna that you use on your face for fox freckles. Like, what are you talking about? And just because that's literally a process, just because it comes in like that little packet doesn't mean it's literally different from the way she's making it. It's like a whole thing that is like the whole process has been like originated from like deep roots of India. And I'm not saying only India, I'm sure other places too, but it's like when people hate on it, it's like it like lets down so many people, and it just makes me feel so sad.
Yeah, I mean, I think we covered a lot of points. We talked about like evil eye, like nazar. We talked about like cultural appropriation, appreciation, like when it is fine and when it's not. Unless you guys have something else to add, I think we concluded like at a nice place.
Yeah, we talked about quite a few things, and I hope you guys learned something today.
Okay. Thank you so much for listening. Be sure to listen to our next episode. Bye.
Bye.